Welcome, my fellow Virgos. This is your December. This is your February 2022 tarot reading. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Some of you have planets in the sign of Virgo. It's funny. My daughter did my chart, and you think I'd know all this, but I have a lot more Virgo placement than I thought. Um, Along with other things that surprised me. But anyway, if you haven't had a birth chart done, um, you can definitely. My daughter does them very cheaply at Jenny Love Tarot, and many of you know her. Anyway, I'm off subject here. This is again for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Those are intuitively guided, and I know many of you are, especially in the Virgo area. You may have Virgo somewhere deep in your chart, and it's like you're always pulled to the Virgo. Another thing I want to say is don't forget about your opposite sign. And it's interesting, the only two signs that I said it in was your opposite sign, Pisces. I don't know why I didn't say any other signs, but I just get the feeling that this month there may be something we can learn from them. You know what I mean? And they us. So, anyways, whatever brought you, welcome. We're going to use three different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to go deeper or clarify, whatever you want to call it, with the Gilded Tarot. And for the main spread, we're going to stay with the Cozy Witch Tarot, the newest deck um, in the family, the newest deck in the family. And I thought, I did it for the series. I did a series where they were shorter videos, like half the time, of if you're in a relationship or, want to be with someone, what were their true feelings. So I started that series with this spread or with this deck, and I just loved it. So it took me a minute. It's interesting because there's words on the deck that I didn't know when I bought it, because I normally don't buy a deck with words. I like the image just to ignite my intuition. But and I want to let you know that, I don't look at the images until, like, I shuffle them and sage them and do everything to bring them into the family, but I don't look at the actual images. I like seeing them with you, like for the first time. So we'll see, but let's go ahead and begin. And let's start with Mother Mary, clearly. That's your card. I feel like so is that. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin. I want to apologize for not doing my nails. It's like the one sign I always make sure my nails are done for is Virgo. And I had gel polish on and it just, like, one just popped off. And they're not fake fingernails, they're just they're a gel. And the whole thing just popped off, and then another one popped off. So it's just like it takes hours. So anyway, we have hope. I like that. Hope reminds me of the star card. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. I trust that God has wonderful plans, solutions, and brilliant plans in store for me. And then quiet. Interesting. It's like you are being guided. You're being guided, and you're being guided through the mind. And I mean that as in probably thoughts, ideas, and I feel feelings. Like, I do feel like it is, and it's hard for a Virgo to find that quiet mind. It's something we have to really teach ourselves. Even though we enjoy the energy of solitude, and like we're not afraid of solitude. In the same time, it's hard to quiet our mind. So, anyways, what's this say? I go into peaceful silence and I listen. Maybe that's all it is. Peaceful silence and I listen. All right, I'm going to bring the lid down. That looks good. And let's go ahead and start the tarot portion. This will be your main spread. the main event. So, Virgo, February. All right, let's give him a cut. And let's begin. Three cups. All face up. Look at that. Three cups. Come together right now over me. Come together with your people. I don't know why I feel like maybe it's talking about like your true people, your soul family, and that soul family may be different than your own family, or it may be your family plus, you know. Three cups is normally a reason to celebrate the energy of joy. We have you, Queen of Pentacles. What's to say here? There's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. And that's so true for us, right? For Virgo, we do think, and I mean with the work that we really can succeed. And I feel like potentially you have succeeded at something, and I do feel like you're being celebrated. Now, maybe there's something new that's about to open up, like she's about to open this door. And because I do feel like first you're being celebrated, maybe rewarded, and then I feel like you're about to open this door. Where's that door going to take us? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. I feel a couple different things here. First of all, Seven of Pentacles talks about patience, right? Tending to your own garden. If you want to be plentiful, then or let's put it another way, if you want to have a harvest, then you have to plant the seeds and then nurture those seeds. And I feel like I'm not telling you anything you don't know, and maybe that's kind of what that door is representing, and like something that I feel like it can certainly be something that you've learned. It feels like my soul already knew that. My soul came here to have these experiences, but this is my humanness, right, going through it. So I feel like it's definitely saying that, well, there's a seed. It's funny because patience, it's a seven. It could talk about 2023. Maybe how to have patience in that year. But nonetheless, I feel like something, again, some type of reward, some type of celebration. And then I feel like, and then I'm about to open this new door. And then, hello, Chariot. I love that. Card Cancer. But it really is about unlimited potential. And maybe you're helping others to understand that. Maybe that's what you were learning. And I feel like, can I learn it through books? Well, yeah, I can learn certain things through books, but most of it I have to go through. Like I have to experience myself. It does feel like you're being guided. It really does. Like you're being guided, and it is asking you to go, like, now I'm really feeling like that quiet mind. And I feel like, and the reason is because one of these seeds is like coming to fruition. It's almost like someone is also riding into town, like riding into town. Card of Cancer, by the way. We have the Six of Pentacles, and then we have the Four of Pentacles under the Queen. Queen, it's interesting because, I mean, it looks like she's reading tarot cards. And she's doing it from her home because she's on a floor. Could be a studio. Interesting. Coming right under the queen. Treat yourself to something shiny every now and again. Well, I feel like you're about to. And then the Six of Pentacles before that. Every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. I like that explanation because, that's a law of attraction. That's karma, right? What we do, what we give will come back to us in some way, good and bad. But this feels like good. Hmm. Some of you may be literally opening up a plant store. And maybe I'm starting it from the home. I'm not even sure. It's interesting because I also feel like there's like this energy of like someone riding into town. Oh, I don't know why it like didn't want me to say that. All right, let's keep going. I feel like another lesson that I learned here is that trying to rush a seed before it's time won't do me any good. Everything in its right timing. Hmm. Um, but I feel like some of you are like teaching others to recognize like when a seed has come, like when it's ready to be picked, let's say, and when it's not. And maybe you have a class. Maybe this person writing in is someone who I don't want you to think this in a negative way because I feel this may be energy of someone you inspired. I feel like potentially you inspired a lot. And I almost feel like I didn't even have to leave the comfort of my home. It's kind of what I'm doing. But don't forget, I feel like first and foremost, you're being recognized. And I feel like, and some type of reward, and then some type of new door. But it's part of your soul's intention, whatever is next. I like that. We have the Cozy Witch. Okay, I've never seen this one. The Cozy Witch. She's looking at herself. Excuse me. This is the Fool. It's a zero. She's looking at herself. Take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning under the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, her window is open. She looks like she's about to leave, like she's checking herself to make sure that, you know, all is right. Hmm. Okay. So it's the Fool. It is a new beginning. It makes sense because here she is opening the door. It's leading to the Seven of Pentacles with the Fool right below that. It's like you're going on an adventure. We have, well, hello, Two of Cups. Interesting. Two Cups following the Fool. Chariot above it. Some of you could certainly be connected to a Cancer. Um, but I feel like maybe some of you have like, you're at the like I want to say like at the top of your game. It doesn't mean that, you are now the leader, but I feel like, you know, that's going to happen. Because I just feel like for a lot of you, you feel like you're at the top of your game. It doesn't mean there's not still a lot to learn. I feel like we're always learning, but I feel like you're taking a step above. And, boy, I feel this is in a lot of readings, but definitely Virgo's readings where I do feel like it's important because, potentially some of you, well, one of these seeds is come to fruition, and it's the Two of Cups. And it's like whoever is in the Two of Cups, one of them, it feels like they're on their way, like they're coming into town. Interesting. All right, we have a Seven of Cups, so that kind of puts a ball in your court. Having a quiet mind is important here because in the Seven of Cups, it can be chaotic. Maybe somebody comes in that way. But it's an emotional decision. Okay. How was these? I feel like I'm missing two cards. Okay. Never mind. I just get for some of you, this could be someone who like wants to move in. And I feel like, do I have the space? I do. And maybe my cabinets or cupboards are a little bare. And and I feel this energy. I don't know why. I'm going to just follow it, but I feel this energy of then someone moving in and then we live like as a couple, and therefore like we have dinner and our cupboards are filling up and our fridge is filling up. You know what I mean? It's becoming a home. It becomes a home. It's like what once was bare is now full. But I feel that in the best of ways. Like, um, I just do. Okay. We have, well, the Hermit. So there is your major arcana. The Hermit's looking right back at the Seven of Cups. So I feel like it's saying, you've been here before. You've done this before. And I don't feel like it's just talking about, I feel like it's relating to like whether I open that door. Maybe I know if I open that door, what I'm opening that door to. And I feel like, maybe it did take me some time. And I love that the Hermit is mirrored by you. It's like that is your inner wisdom. However, you do become the beacon of light for yourself and for others. And I feel like, one thing Virgos have learned is like, we're not looking for someone to come save our lives because we just want to know how to save our own life. And maybe that I ask that question, I go into peaceful silence and I listen. It is like you have become the wise old one. And I'm not even talking about age when I say that. The younger I feel that one can experience and understand their spirituality, And, that type of energy, I feel like the more they can move through life, uh, and get through life challenges, like much easier, like because it's like I realize that I'm a spiritual being and there's really nothing that you throw at me that I can't overcome. I don't feel like I'm asking for that challenge. It's just I feel like it's just who you are. Anyway, anyway, I do feel like, she's going to her pendulum and she's asking a question clearly. And pendulum's just going to say yes or no, right? I don't yes, no, or no, and no answer. Now, maybe that's what she puts her faith in, that pendulum, whatever it is, I feel like she's receiving. Interesting, we have all these stars. Where did I see the star? Oh, hope, hope. Hmm. Okay. Let's keep going. And by the way, just because I think it's important to know, I don't feel like we go through the Hermit's energy like once. We can call it the dark night of the soul. It's when, like, sometimes like we're brought down to our knees and like we're like, why? You know what I mean? And some of us receive like you ask and I'm going to tell you type of energy. But I also feel like what it's talking about is like as I move through life, I very quickly go within to find the answer. It's like before I even ask someone else, I go within. Doesn't mean I know everything because maybe I go within and I don't have the answer. Of course, I don't feel that. We have the Four of Swords, healing. I already know what it says. Aren't you resting? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Four of Wands. Well, even better. That's a commitment card. And I feel like, you may be making a commitment to yourself and you may be making a commitment to another and another to you, by the way. This isn't a one way street. You may be questioning that. And I feel like the answer does lie within. Though I feel like you're kind of getting a little bit of the answers here. Though I still feel like you got to go within. You got to trust what it is you feel. But what's to say? Family is whatever makes you. Writing is so small. Whatever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. So true. I feel like I spoke about that. That's weird. Um, so Virgo. First of all, I feel like there's a promotion. There's something that feels like it is like taking you up a level. And I feel like that's just, and I feel like it's so deserving because now listen, if you own your own business, that means that there's going to be epiphanies or ideas about even other things that you can, or whatever it is, it can be like other avenues you can add in, or it could be like, how do I refine what I'm doing? And, I feel like whatever you're asking, you're receiving. You're receiving guidance too. And then I feel like another seed is the Two of Cups. And I don't know why, but I feel like, well, I know why, because he's literally riding what feels like into town. Or I'm saying into town is funny because some of you may live out in the country. All right, well, let's look below it. We have judgment. Judgment. Wow. I mean, you want to talk about the present moment. Judgment's all about the present moment. Through says, all the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Judgment. So, calling you to the present moment. Why? I feel like if I'm asking the question, it's almost like, do I allow another toothbrush? And I feel like, that you've got all, your free will has to answer that question. But I feel like as your spiritual team is here, I feel like it's talking about some type of rebirth in your life. Well, right above it is the Two of Cups. So I almost feel like, yeah. And it's sitting next to the Four of Wands. I mean, hello. Do you think your spiritual team had a hand in this? I do. Hmm. And another thing, Virgo, I feel like, you've got to understand that, your soul didn't come into this lifetime just to have the experience of love. Matter of fact, I feel like, your soul came here to have experiences, so I feel like you can grow your wisdom, grow your spirituality, grow your finances, all of that. Like I feel like you did come here to be like an earth sign. But yet here you are, you're still a spiritual being. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Interesting with the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Because, five speaks to change. That's five swords. Five of Pentacles. Wow, it looks like five swords. I feel like in the Five of Pentacles, like, sometimes I don't always ask for this change. But I feel like down the road, I recognize like without that change, I wouldn't be exactly where you're supposed to be right now. That's what judgment is saying. Wow. King of Cups underneath that. So someone may have been like unemotionally available. Um, but, hate to tell you this, but they might not be the only one. There might be more fish in the sea for you. Excuse me. I had to get a drink. All right. So we have the marriage card. Right next to you, the hermit. Right next to judgment, your spiritual team. I mean, it is like using your wisdom, and in the first card, it's really asking, not your first card, but the first card in this line. You are asking the question. I can't see how this could be a negative thing. Not with the cards that are coming around it. Maybe you lost a job and you're like, well, I still have to make money. And you came up with this idea and you took it and you ran with it. And I feel like you know, I feel like that was inspired. Though I don't want to take anything from you when I say that because, you know, I feel like you're so well qualified for it. That makes sense. All right. Hmm. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to slide him down. It's not gonna work. Just a hair. Okay. Hmm. We have the Queen of Wands. It feels like you're being celebrated for your actions. Listen, if people here on earth aren't celebrating you, then it's your spiritual team celebrating you. Nonetheless, it's like, you deserve it. Queen of Action. Also think of the of Wands is someone who she would be like the Fool. She would take a chance. She's the opposite of, like a sword, where I'm going to try to think it out. Even us, Virgo, right? I'm going to think it out. No, she goes according to her passion. And then, I feel like as a queen, and I do feel like it's you, but as a queen, I feel like you must have learned, right? Otherwise, I feel like it'd be a page or a knight. We have the Four of Pentacles. There's that King of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. Hmm. We have the Strength card. We have the Three of Cups. Interesting. 33. See it all the time. The Empress. Beautiful. Another three. 33 this way. 33 this way. And then, well, hello, Ten of Cups over the Two of Cups. Oh, wow. So, I'm looking at this King of Cups because he's under the Five of Pentacles at the same time. And he's also standing next to the energy where you feel like you need to defend yourself, defend your actions. Maybe it's you leaving this king and it's you riding into town or out into the country. I feel like I can't leave that out because I feel like some of you are like literally you work with plants in some way. And I have a feeling that must be very healing. I just have a feeling. I feel like you're at the point where you're no longer defending your actions. You're just taking movement. It's like, ugh, I'm not going to stand here and fight. I feel like it feels like you're very clear about something. And I feel like, especially with the Strength card underneath this Queen of Wands, because I do feel like the Queen of Wands is you. Um, you dealt with your inner demons, you understand them, and you no longer feel tempted to the things that would normally tempt you. Some of you could be drinking, and I'm only saying that because the Three Cups next to that could be drinking. You know what I mean? So, and then you get caught in the web of that. So, anyways, but you're no longer I feel like you're no longer willing to accept that type of energy. Like, if I feel like I need to be defensive in any way, then it's just not for me. Like, it's not for me. And then here you are as the Empress. It tells me that you've had so much growth in your life. It's interesting too because as the Empress, that's a higher vibration, and I kept feeling like you were being lifted. So that is a higher vibration. What you want to remember in a higher vibration, those that carry a low vibration, eventually they will fall off, but we got to let them fall away. We got to stop like bringing them back in, if it feels like it's just meant to fade away, allow it. Of course, it's up to you. I love the Empress showing for you also because I feel like this is a year where those who are paying attention, let's just say paying attention to their guides, paying attention to the universe, paying attention to themselves. I feel like you're building and building. And I feel like, it's almost like you become so strong, nobody can knock you over. But let's remember, the Empress is still loving and nurturing. So, whatever was, I must have forgiven or forgotten. Either or is okay. But listen, the Empress is over the Fool. And next to the Fool is the Two of Cups. Do I think it's this King? I don't know why he's against such negative energy everywhere he is. There he is. There he is. I feel like potentially it's just someone who couldn't, didn't like show their emotions. Listen, they could have showed them to others. I don't know. But I feel like nonetheless, I feel like, what was, you're done with. And you're going to new horizons. And on those new horizons is the soulmates. And where does it ultimately land? Which I tell you all the time, like, enjoy the journey. Don't think about like where is the ultimate destination. But here it is, the Ten of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. It's interesting because who did I just Leos. Um, some of this is very similar. So some of you are connected to a Leo, but because I feel like when I meet this person, or I'm saying meet them, but I feel like you know them. But when we're soul to soul, it's like instant recognition. And I do feel like it's on both sides because I feel like this could be one of those relationships that does go very fast. But I feel like but listen, ultimately everyone in the Four of Wands wants to make the ultimate commitment. And who better to help you out on that than your spiritual team, the team that was assigned to you before you even came here to Earth. Wow. Okay. I'm just going to say, if we get the Emperor, we have, hello, Nine of Cups, inner harmony, inner harmony. Think about that, Virgo. Inner harmony. Ah, I feel like when you make your decisions, hmm, take a couple deep breaths because I feel like this inner harmony, it's already there. You just need to get to it. Nine of Cups is really an energy where, it just looks so different because I feel like in the Nine of Cups, I'm really loving my life. Doesn't mean I love all aspects, doesn't mean that I'm rich. I can pay my bills on time. Maybe I can't, but there's still Maybe because you found your thing and you're so good at it. And if you don't think you're good at it, give it time. All right. Well, hello, victory. Victory and success. This is you taking a platform. And, it's interesting that lately I've been using the word platform because I feel like that may give you like limited ideas of what this can mean. Really, it's you being victorious in I want to say whatever you choose, but at the same time, I feel like you're being guided. I definitely feel that. I feel like if anybody tried to talk me out of doing something, it's it may be because they just don't understand. And again, I feel like, you're meeting through this life, you're meeting like more and more of your soulmates. Now, I feel like this is love, but I feel like you're also meeting like here, I feel like we're all soulmates. Like I literally feel like you're all in the room with me. And, with that brings you this real sense of comfort. Anyway, wow. We may go back and look at that king a little bit, but other than that, maybe a few things I want to look at. We have the hangman. Interesting. Like, slow down, you go too fast. Don't you want the time to last? That's what I always say to you. Mm. And now I feel like your spiritual team is saying it to you. Now, I feel like this is when you have met this soulmate. And again, don't always think that like when I meet a soulmate, like it automatically turns to love. Maybe it turns to friendship that turns to love. Maybe we're just acquainted and then, but I can't get them off my mind. I feel like somebody would reach out though. Anyway, sure. Definitely feel like your guides are like, enjoy the journey. You sitting as the Empress, I feel like you're definitely ready for love. Because it means that you've learned not to close your heart down, right? Not to take other people's opinions. Don't make them your own if they're not true. Look at that, the Ace of Swords. Wow. Hello. Ace, right over Judgment. Ring, ring. Wow. Ring, ring. Interesting. Here's this Ace of Swords. And it's mirrored by the Nine of Cups, but right above it is the Ten of Cups. It's almost what connects it. If I was going to describe the person behind it, it would be someone who is of truthful nature. It just automatically speak the truth. It's someone of integrity. I can trust, I can believe, I don't have to worry about. That's important to us. Like, I don't want to have to worry. If I have to worry, I gotta go. At least that was me. Um, I feel like it's talking about how it potentially happens. Interesting that I feel like this energy of soul to soul, but maybe we don't need to be like in person. Maybe we feel it. but it is what's connecting the nine, which is singular, to the 10, not singular. It's really the house of laughter and joy. And we have joy here all over the board. So, but first we had to get through a few things. So let's go back. Let's look at this king. And let's see why he keeps bringing up like negative energy around him. First of all, we have the lovers, card of Gemini. Then we have the 10 of wands. So can't feel good about him because it's telling me that whenever you were connected to this king, and again, it doesn't have to be a water sign, it just means that you carried all the burden of the relationship. It's interesting because we have the lovers, and yeah, maybe I thought this person was like special, the one. But you figure it out. It may have taken you a while, but you figured it out, and I feel like you learned a lot from it at the same time. In this lovers, it's interesting because she is in current energy where, let's just say, the masculine is in spirit. So this lovers may not be connected to the king. It may be what I thought about, fantasized about as I was going through this period of time. I almost don't want to give it to this king because I feel like it really belongs down here. Hmm. Like what hasn't come to fruition yet, but look at her. She feels it. She can feel it. She can feel it. I feel like bye bye king. Okay. Let's look at the hangman. I mean, could this possibly be the energy that I've been fantasizing about? Listen, it may not look exactly like you think, but don't let that deter you. The lovers is ahead of her decision. I could see that, but I can also feel that, like there's a certain energy that helped me get by. And it's interesting because it's the death card, right? Over the hangman. So a door needs to be closed. Hmm. There's a door that's not closed. Can represent Scorpio. But I feel like there may be a door that needs to be completely closed and let it go. Let it end. And I feel like then, or let's put it another way too, because we have to remember there's more than one person involved here. It could be on their end. All right. I don't want to leave it there. I want to know more about it. I want to know more about what door. What door? Because I feel like you have the world. Hmm. Interesting. One chapter ends, another. Maybe it's your beliefs. In the death card, it's about endings, but it's so that rebirth can take place. Well, you have judgment, who also talks about rebirth. You have the world, which talks about the next chapter. You have the whole, which is clearly the next chapter. I gotta let go of old self-limiting beliefs that may have been put there by other people. I just got to, I just got to be me. I just got to be me. I feel like this love is part of the next chapter. To me, it feels like when you're ready, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. All right. I think I'm going to read Mother Mary, though. Hmm. I just don't know where else we can go with this. Wow. I love February's readings. Hope, hope. All right. This is a message about retaining hope, even if you have no idea how your situation could resolve itself. Jesus taught about the importance and the power of faith, and your circumstances require it. A person who carries hope in his or her heart is trusting in God's plan. This translates into someone who is happy, relaxed, and easygoing, which is a winning and magnetic personality that attracts helpful people and golden opportunities. This card asks you to remain optimistic about your future and to continue giving worries, cares, insecurities, and other forms of fear to God, who will heal them. In answer to your prayers for increased hope and faith, spiritual help is available to bolster your positive outlook. Amen. Wow. All right, quiet. Look at that. Open right to it. Liked it. Okay. The answers you seek can be heard within the stillness. This card counsels you to create some alone time so that you can hear the truth. You will recognize it as such by the way that your holy or that your body resonates with it. You will have a reaction of angel bumps on your skin or a feeling that everything clicks into place. Sit quietly with your eyes closed and breathe deeply. Put your entire focus upon the sounds of your heartbeat and breath and notice them slowing. Then ask questions and listen to the answers that come to you as thoughts, feelings, and visions. Request that heaven sends you signs to validate that you've accurately heard these messages from above. Take action where guided. That is the story of February for you, my dear. Um, I'm gonna let that be. I love you guys so much. Um, Shout out to all the Virgos. Sam is August 23rd. The person I'm with, I am September 13th. My nephew is right on the cusp. He is September 24th. It's funny how certain people don't want to be called Virgos, so I feel like there's valuable pieces to us. Anyways, I love you guys. I thank you guys. I thank you for all the ways you support my channel. Um, this channel would not be alive without you. So I know that and I'm grateful. Thank you everyone. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.